famine was in its 3rd month, the morning the last grain came in, word ran the harbor before the cart reached the square. Epictetus, who had been a slave before he became a Stoic, taught that a man owns nothing but the use he makes of what passes through his hands. Ariston kept a public granary, and what passed through his hands now was the last measure in the city. He was not a cruel man. He had simply spent 40 years learning the price of things. By midday, the line ran from his counter to the temple steps and bent out of sight. Mothers with empty baskets, old men who had stopped speaking, a boy holding a single copper as if it were gold, and the grain merchants came too, in clean cloaks, with full purses, smelling the thing they always smelled. One leaned close across the counter. 10 times the price, he said. They will pay it. A hungry father pays anything. By nightfall, you are the richest man in the city. It's true. Ariston knew to the obol how true it was. 40 years of careful trading, and the one morning that could pay for all of them stood open in front of him. His own jars at home were nearly empty. He had a daughter. He looked down the long line. Every face turned toward his measure, and understood that the price he named would be the only price there was. So he set the old measure on the counter, the worn wooden one his father had used, and called the first price the fair one, the one from before the hunger. And he began to fill. He served the mothers and the silent old men and the boy with his single copper, and turned no merchant away either, but sold them all by the same measure. He served until the jars behind him echoed when he reached in. The fortune of a lifetime poured out through a wooden cup in a single morning into the baskets of people who would never know what it had cost him. When the grain was gone, the line still waiting was longer than what was left. He had nothing to give them but the truth, and he gave it plainly, and they went home. He did not count what he had taken. He swept the spilled grains from the wood into his palm and tipped them into the last child's hand. Then he turned the empty measure over on the counter, mouth down, the way you set a cup that will not be filled again, and he left it standing there.